Hey guys, new event landed yesterday and we've had some new raid content as well. I did a quick video showing GR1-19, but I've also managed to clear GR1-19. So I'm just going to show you my auto run for that one. I didn't record it unfortunately, so I'll show you the auto run and I'll explain a bit about why I'm using the team and what the strategy is. So this is a very difficult run. It's very dependent on having lots of AoE magic damage. As you can see, I have Vienna down very early, but you can see I put down this hero first, the cost reduction hero down first, so that I can get more points, as magic damage heroes are very expensive to get down, and ultimately you won't be able to place two heroes anyway, so having her in your groups really does help a lot. I would definitely recommend. I believe her name is Dalin. Very useful hero to use, just for the cost points she grants you. I then have Anvita down because I want her ultimate to get up. The real crux of this team is Anvita's ultimate in conjunction with Vienna's ultimate. So you can see I hold on to Vienna's ultimate. I place down Valkyria because her basic attacks grant magic resistance down. There's a debuff that reduces the resistance to magic damage, which is great in synergy with Vienna. I place Karmet next because he's my second AoE nuker. And we see all the enemies have arrived. I ult with Anvita, or I think her name is Dolores now. Sorry, I will eventually learn the new names. It will take a while. I ult with Dolores. Ult with Vienna, everything starts dying. Karmet's still taking a while. Zealous goes down because also his first attack, his basic attack, also applies the magic resistance debuff. And then this is another interesting one. I place Elowin. The reason for that is she has a passive that allies within her range gain rage regen equal to, I think at max skill it's around 1% of their rage cap every second, which is fantastic with people like Karmet, and really good for Vienna as well, of course. And it's also good for Dolores. And I also place down Sitnauta here. I believe her name has changed as well, so that I can freeze enemies. She dies off because she's not in any healing, but she's useful to just pop in every now and then. And you can see most of my damage comes out in waves. I save my ultimates usually for when Dolores' ultimate is up. I used it then because they were low enough for Vienna's killing threshold. The main thing to keep in account with this encounter is you have Jungle Master. Basically it's Elowin, right? It's Elowin. And she is healing people repeatedly. And when she casts Jungle's Grace, she places a healing field down, so you want to kill everything before that goes off. And the rest of it is kind of just a bunch of trash mobs. And you can see some of them have more magic resist than defense, but overall they have a lot of tanky stats. So there's not really too much on the enemy side. It's just you can see the healing getting placed over there from Jungle's Grace, so it's fine. It was placed out of range, and now Dolores' ult is up, and I'm killing everything off with AoE damage. And now she's cast her Jungle's Grace over there, which is fine. You can see it's ticking for like 200, 300,000. So that's a big problem. And you can see again, it's pretty standard for me at this point. I have got a Captain Reeve in the middle. The reason for that, if you look at my bottom right, I have Nero. Nero is the rare faction leader for the Curse faction. And one of the benefits of the Curse leader is that if enemies are slowed, you gain bonus damage to them. So I have Captain Reeve down because he has a passive area slow around him. He is slowing all of these guys, which is giving bonus damage to my Vienna and to my Zealous, which is really all I'm after here. And then I'm just kind of stacking things up. Dolores' ult is up, and Vienna's ult just comes up, ult, and wipe out a huge chunk of the ads. And now there's a bunch up. The heal is down, so unfortunately they're going to be slowly getting healed up, but not doing too bad. And managed to drop them before the next heal comes up. So it's just the boss now. This is obviously slightly different to how the original run went. In the original run, I think she died before the ads did. I'm guessing it's because of the stat changes now. But you can see that's generally the run. I kept dropping Sitnauta so that I could freeze people. But really, the real power for me in this run was making sure to use the Lord benefit. As you can see, I have Nero, Vienna, Captain Reeve, and Zealous on the bottom row, just so I have a bunch of Curse faction members. And if we go to Nero and we go to Curse, you can see 15% more damage to slowed, stunned, and frozen, immobilized. And if we go to Captain Reeve, he has a passive inflict slow upon 5 enemies in range, up to 10 at max skill, and his is at 10. So it's really beneficial just to get 15% extra bonus damage out. And Dolores, as she is now called, I am using her. Basically, Vienna's ult is never happening until Dolores' ult is up. The bonus attack is really making the difference for me. And I definitely recommend using Dalin, because this skill, this auto, every 25 seconds recovers 15 points of cost. She only costs 11 to place herself. So she costs 11, and every 25 seconds she grants you back 15 points. So she just helps me get everyone out sooner, which is really beneficial in this raid, mainly because you're using mages who have a really high rage cap and you want more time to get that out. And another key thing to this team, Elowin, her passive, Restores rage every 3 seconds for all allies equal to 3% of their rage caps. Again, this is max skilled, but it equates to 1 rage cap every second, right? Valkyria is also important. Deals AoE damage to multiple enemies in range and inflicts magic vulnerability upon them. So 15% extra damage they take from magic attacks. I'm using Zealous for the similar thing. He inflicts magic vulnerability as well. This is only 10% or 11% of his skill up. They won't stack, but it's just more coverage because Valkyria is only hitting 1 lane. Karma is just there to do some massive AoE damage, but really all of the damage is coming from Vierna. This skill right here, it's just a huge cleave and it instant kills enemies at 35% or lower. And her basic attacks are applying Mortal Kisses, which are very strong as well. It's just more AoE filled, so over time it builds up. So very, very powerful hero there. So if we look at the damage graphs, you can see Vierna doing a ridiculous amount of damage. However, Karma and Zealous are also doing pretty notable damage. And Valkyria, considering, if you can see, Valkyria and Zealous are not max promoted because I hate myth extracts. They're doing a pretty good job as well. If you built your Valkyria properly, she could do a lot of damage. Zealous could be doing more damage as well, and Karma as well probably is. My Vierna is my best built hero, but by far Vierna is just the biggest monster of AoE magic damage in the game, and it's not even close. And the rest of it's kind of par for what you would expect. It's really just Vierna doing all of the damage for me. I would again say, as I said with the GR1-2 video, this is not a guide. I just wanted to show how I've done it so that people can get an idea, and largely to help some of my guildmates out who have similar heroes to me but need to figure out maybe some placements. So this is how I've done it. This is what I would suggest. So yeah, that's that done. I will attempt stage 20 at some point, though honestly it was quite fiddly to get 19 to work. I don't expect that to work anytime soon. I tried GR1-2 20 and got absolutely flattened, because the AoE damage goes from 150 to 200%, so I think it'll be a while before I can do the stage 20s, but it'd be fun to have something to work towards. So hopefully see you again soon for some of those videos. Take care and bye bye.